Alright, dude, we are at Englishtown, New Jersey, and I'm just doing a quick little rundown. We move into pits tomorrow. We're all here today. We're just gonna do a quick little run. So we got a little initiation here. Fast toe. Oh, they repaid for the whole thing. All right, dudes. Brandon has been here for a couple days. We are ready for the dyno tomorrow. We've done a couple things. We've got a new wideband sensor added in. That way we just have a little bit of redundancy on making sure our AFRs are correct. As well, we're gonna get our acceleration table figured out. But yeah, we're ready to go. So we're gonna adjust the master cylinder now, which was one of the things Brandon was over here fixing this earlier in the week. But now we're just gonna get it dialed in and make sure everything's all safe, so that we can get through the round just having to deal with Richard's stuff. One of the coolest things about Jersey, Chris lets us use the shop basically for the week ahead of time. Everybody comes and parks, uses the facilities. Right now we have Amanda and her team in there doing some things. While we were out here, we were in there. Brandon was in there a week ago. This is just one of those really interesting places, and cool things about FD is it's just a complete, like, everybody's trying to make it happen. So if you can help somebody get out, you do. Good morning, dudes. We're loading up to go to the dyno right now to get a couple little bugs fixed, but of course it can't just be anything. We're having some generator inverter problems for the RV, which is all our food. We've got a lot of everybody showing up. They came in last night. We got like 3 more drivers. Don't get to load in today, which we thought we were gonna get to. We load in tomorrow. Brandon and I are packing up the truck right now. We put a trickle charger on the RV. We're going to get loaded up for the dyno. We have Jason from Link. He is going to be helping us. I'm going to be operating the dyno as well as driving the car. Brandon will probably do some of the computer operating for the dyno. He's trying to avoid camera right now. That's what he does. I'll catch him one of these times. He's already loaded this up. Makes me feel weird when people do what I do normally. It makes me feel like, what am I supposed to be doing? Apparently, when the crew's doing what they're supposed to be doing, I'm doing a good job. I don't really know how that translates. I have to get used to that. Look at this savage. He just never stops. We're getting going. They did get Amanda's card, I believe, fixed last night, about 3 in the morning. There's Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Say hi to the YouTubes. Congrats on your, oh, Rudy. Morning. So congrats on your comp, your first, well, that's not your first. You did hot pit. Well, we're heading to the dyno. Gonna get a couple little drivability stuff done. Are you guys ready to go?
No, we just got here.
So we're pulling up to the dyno right now. I don't think we're gonna be able to get out of here. It says road narrows, and I don't want to find out. So we're gonna back out now. I'll do it without the camera. That should be fun. All right, guys, so I am in the driver's seat, and what we're doing right now is we're dynoing our car. And basically what we have to do with the dyno is our ECU is pretty much like your mom. She makes you do all your stuff you're supposed to do, and they tell us what to do, so we're gonna tell the computer to tell mom what to tell our car. So the reason we use a dyno here inside of a shop is because it allows us to rev the motor off fully while still having load, simulating like we are out on the street. You can street tune, but you're never gonna really be able to open it up like that, and if you get caught, you might not get your car back.
A couple of things that happened here on the dyno and why we're not done yet is we had some tires slip, and what that ended up being was we had this center point behind the center point of this roller here, and that was allowing this tire to expand during throttle. It was causing bouncing, and when it would bounce, the tire patch would get really small and it would spin the tire on the drum. So we had to take it off, expand the dyno out 4 more inches and get it to that point. While we did that last run, I heard some breakup. Whenever I hear the breakup in this car, I check the plug wires and I check the plugs. We don't really check the plugs, we just replace the plugs. Every time it has either been a plug wire or a plug. This time the plug wires were good, but the plugs we swapped out. So we got that done. We did our base run with Jason. Now he's doing his little beep boop bop beep boop bop 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 beep boop beeping bopping and booping and bopping.
No, man, you're thinking of beep beep bop bop bop.
And then he's running that in. We're gonna upload that tune, and we'll do a couple more runs and see if we're able to actually solve what we came here for, which it hasn't gotten worse, but this is why you have a professional tuner like Jason with you or working with you, so that way he can see little indicators and give you places to go look.
It's actually a pretty cool process. Right now the brakes on the drums are on, so if the car was running, I would push in the clutch, put it in first gear, and I would hit this button, and now the brakes are free on the roller. So then I'll drive the car, I'll get it up into 4th gear, because we go to 4th gear because that's 1-to-1 every every rotation of the motor is a rotation of the drive shaft. So once we do that, we drop down to 2,000 RPMs, I hit this button, and then I just mat the gas down here. So wham! Down like the police are after me. So we're getting ready to do another one of those runs, but I'm a dyno guy now, so I'm just a Rotato dyno operator, dude. Whatever, just put that on my resume. So basically, if you don't understand what tuning is, there's multiple components, but the actual ECU tuning that we're doing right now, which is technically the tuning, you can add parts, but then you would need to tune the ECU for the new parts. But anyway, an easier way to maybe understand that is we have a little computer in this car, and that takes in all the information from temperatures, RPMs, fuel pressures, oil pressures, all those kinds of things, as well as O2 sensors and intake air temperatures. It does some math, and it tells the motor when to fire, tells the spark plugs when to fire, in which order to do it, how much for the injectors to give during the process and whatnot. So a way to think of it is like our ECU is your mom. She's making sure that you keep everything in order so you don't know what you're doing. And that's kind of what a motor is. It's there, it exists, but it does not know what it's doing unless you have somebody telling it to do it. And that is what we're doing here. So we've got Jason talking to your mom and telling it how to behave. So normally, like I was saying, you don't just come here and get to use the equipment when you're doing a dyno. But thankfully, these guys here at Precision Tuning, we called them, we explained the situation, and they explained that they didn't have anybody here to operate it, but if we had one, we could come down and do so. That's what we're doing. Number one operator, been doing this for a long time. I feed my family doing this. So does Brandon. So we are professionals. No, you don't normally get to do this. So it's actually a very, very awesome thing that the car community does. Even though they weren't able to help us, they still tried to help us. And that's so amazing about cars. We'll take some logs on practice and send them over to you. All right, thanks, bud. You have a good day. So we're done. We did it. Well, he did it. We have fuel delivery issues right now. So basically what's going on, if you see this bottom graph, right about there, we dropped 10 PSI and it's pretty erratic. And that's when we're under load and we're giving it all the beans. We're going to diagnose the fuel problem, probably going to be a pump, and then we're going to send them some logs. And when we get the pump fixed, we're going to send them some logs from practice just to see how it looks in real world. And then we are going to get the pump fixed, and then we're just going to go do some street tuning, and we should be able to clean up the rest of the drivability and then maybe add another 10 to 15 horsepower. Right now we're in a safe mode. It's robust. We don't have to worry about it eating itself because we went a little bit too radical on it. We're in a good spot. We're going to get out of the shop because we've been here way longer than we're supposed to. And then we're going to get back to the track and get working on exhaust bungs. All right, so we're getting loaded up. We got what we came here for. We also found some things that we need to work on. I feel good and confident that we're safe for the round, and then we can have a plan to rectify everything else. But we're loading back up. Tracks to nowhere. Actually, back to the track. We're gonna make tracks to the track and then eat some burgers. So the sun has finally gone down. We've had some generator issues after generator issues. The good thing, Richard went to Costco, got us a new banger. Since we got back from the dyno, we were working on the fuel pressure dropping that we had there. What we did to do that is I'll probably let Brandon tell you about it. We'll have to ask him about it later. But anyways, we've worked on the pump. Oh yeah, Marlo's back. He's here now. Marlo made it. Dijon made it too. So the whole team's here. Minus wow. People that are supposed to be here now are here. Point being is we've taken this out, figured out, swapped the pump in here, and then realized that we have the ability to swap in between 3 different pumps. So we'll be doing that and sending logs back to Jason, as well as we added a vacuum line since that was a vacuum reference. And that was one of the conversations we were having yesterday. So we got that added in. So we're hoping that between those 2 fixes and sending logs over to Jason with Link to let him clean up some tables and see if we were able to actually balance out that fuel pressure and prevent it from dropping that 10 PSI. So that's cool. These guys are killing it. We were sweating. You can see my sweat stripe. We're gonna do a little cleaning of the back of the car. I am TIG welding the exhaust. So the reason I'm TIG welding the exhaust is if you see right through that steering wheel over there, that is a new dual O2 sensor wideband, and that allows us to understand our air fuel ratio to make sure it's not too lean or too rich and that the motor's happy. And we want that just to have something separate from what's in the ECU so we can confirm the boat. If any one of them dropped out, we can use the other for ref. I'm now dropping the exhaust. That's what's taking most of the day, is getting the generators working. We're in the shop here. We're welding up 2 O2 bungs, 1 in each bank, so that we can add additional separate O2 sensors that go straight to that gauge I just showed you. And then that way we know that only this information is what we're looking at and none of it's being interpreted through the ECU and then back to us. I'm gonna TIG weld those in. We need the exhaust back in, ready for the morning. I'm gonna get to it.
So we're about to use this to take our 55-gallon drum out, and they passed us doing the same thing.
All right.
See how this goes. Transport a 55-gallon drum back to your pit. Figuring it out. It's a good thing we picked this up from Costco today to bring our generator. But now we got a little trolley, pull it behind the golf cart, get our 55-gallon drum back to our pits. This is winning race fuel. It does look like it does look like you're in a tractor. Gotta keep it nice and slow. There's my man himself.
Woo! Hey, look at these guys. Very nice. Will you hand me that OT sensor? But we'll have this dropped when we're doing anything there.
Fitted it up, this side, right on. This side was not so right on. As I was getting ready to take it out and try to come up with a way to fix it, I just bent it as much as I could. Kind of got it as close on this side as possible.
That's as much as I'm gonna be able to fill for sure.
And then put it right in the perfect spot. So we were lucky. I always say I'll take luck over skill any day. Well, that's not. Look at that. Pour that out. So, dude, they are done. They're not pretty. Could give you excuses, so let me do that. The inside of the pipe was dirty. Oh, it's still hot. Inside of the exhaust was dirty, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get it out. So like here, I got an impurity, and I was able to kind of chase it around and leave it there, but I had to get it out of there. I'm not too stoked about that, but it's there. Here we did a little bit better. I had a great position for my body and my arms on these ones, but it's a radius and a 90. Whatever, excuses. Anyways, we're done. Give it to the guys, let them install it, and we're ready for tomorrow. In fact, I think they're putting lights up right now. So as you guys can see, we moved into these pits. Now we're in our night zone. We've got
Just
night
go walk
shift
up there
manager.
and see everyone's pits in darkness.
Good morning. Made it over the RV, got my coffee. Richard's in here just relaxing. Got the driver's meeting done. We got our work done last night. Brandon's tightening that up. We're gonna get over there and just make sure everything is what we thought and hope. And then we got practice at 10:45. Then we have seating round at 1, I believe. So it's gonna be a big day. Back at the pit, Doods watched the car. Brandon did all his little things. We're warming it up. We're gonna put some heat into the differential. Just button up every little thing. Richard's getting some rest, like I said, or not rest, but he's just doing his little centering before comp, hanging out with the family. Feels good. The guys are doing extremely well. Let's go see how Brandon feels and see if we can get him to open up on camera. Hey, dude, how do you feel about today and where we're at and where we were? Yeah. Yeah. Now I feel good because now I get to work on letting you guys do stuff so that I can try to do better. I don't know how that works. Maybe. That's what our goal. Those guys are awesome. Hey guys. What up, dude? Okay, so the fan system runs off the penguin box right here, which is that. This switch activates it. If we see that the temperatures are high, or he does, and it's not fluctuating, we flip this, bypasses all the sensors, and just goes full speed fan. So we are on grid, third in line. We're in the lead line. We're gonna get some good practice in. Got a vet behind us. We had a vet in front of us. I think we got in trouble. That sucks. We're gonna get some practice in.
So what everybody's doing here as we enter the burnout box is we're going there to do burnouts, but the purpose of that is to put heat into the tires. The main focus is we want to get heat into the front tires. That way we're able to have them nice and sticky and to steer us where we need to be going, while at the same time not burning off too much of your rear tires, so that way you have enough to get through both your lead and chase run.
We're doing some preventative maintenance. I'll actually show you the camera, but we saw a little oil leak and we determined it's from the motor side, not the rear main. So it's coming external. We'll track it down oil pan, but it is not the slave, so that is very, very good. We're at a break because Pro 1 is practicing, so the big boys are out here doing it. I'm gonna take you out, see who practices. We're catching a run of. We walked out, we got to see Osbo and Forsberg just fucking ripping it.
actually super sweet. What's super sweet about this is if you see, oh wait, we're not supposed to do that. Straighten it out, and then if you see here on the camera, it's pointing that way. I can articulate that little tip, just the tip, or, ooh, you heat wave. Make great glasses, but stupid freaking things. They fall out. Make the sweetest glasses, and then they all get ruined because they can't hang on a shirt like everyone's done since the invention of glasses. So what Brandon and I are doing here with our super duper cool camera tool is we're sticking the camera into the bell housing while one of us is actuating it to see if we can see where this leak is coming from.
Practice was going too well. Lined up to do my third lap of the second session. About to get up to the burnout box. Started the car with the clutch down. The clutch just lunged forward and the clutch pedal fell to the floor. So I limped it back to our pits. Probably got about an hour 15 till our battle. The boys are racing to figure out what it is, get it fixed. I feel like I've had enough practice, so we're good there. But we got about an hour 15 to figure out what's going on.
It is a spicy 90 degrees here in New Jersey this round, and we're taking a beating. So are a lot of the vehicles. We're having batteries drop out and a bunch of other issues that are just coming through this war of attrition. But we have until tomorrow to get everything fixed and back for comp.